So let's get our feet and knees hip width apart. Make sure feet are underneath the hips and not widen the hips for me. Soften the backs of the knees and then just bring your pelvis so it's sitting nice and cleanly underneath the spine. So we're not tilted forwards, we're not tilted backwards. Draw the belly button in, scoot the lower tummy up and keep your ribs in and down. Have your hands down by the side of your legs. Let's bring those shoulders up towards the ears. Roll the shoulders back, squeeze the shoulder blades together for me and draw them down into your back. Let's grow tall for the top of the head and draw the chin slightly in. So let's start with a couple of breaths in through the nose, breathing in and out. And again, breathing in and out. And one more for me, breathing in and out. Arms down by your side, shoulders come up, breathing in, breathing out, big roll down. And again, breathing in and out. One more, breathing in and out. Bring the fingertips up to the shoulders and lift the elbows up and circle behind. And again, lifting up to the ceiling and circle behind. And one more for me. Stretching up and circle behind. Relax the arms down. And then bring the arms forwards all the way up to the ceiling, but keep the shoulders down and then circle behind. So try not to let the shoulders float up towards the ears, all the way up. And circle behind. And one more for me, up. And circle behind. And relax. Good, well done. Okay, bring your left hand up behind your head. Take a breath in. Breathing out, let's slide down to that right side, really lifting the elbows, stretching to the waist, and then engage the core as we come up. And again, fix those hips for me. Press your left foot a little bit more firmly into the floor, and then coming up. And let's go down and hold. So stretching down, lift that elbow to the ceiling and hold. Now fold the elbow forwards so it points towards the screen. Now take the elbow back up to the ceiling and slightly behind you. Bring the elbows forwards, so don't move the hips, and point to the screen. And then all the way back up to the ceiling and point it behind you. And last one, all the way forwards, point it to the screen. And all the way back and behind you. Come to center and lift all the way up. Good, well done. Let the arm come down and just have a roll there in that left shoulder. Good, and let's take that right hand up behind the head, breathing in. Breathing out, sliding down, lifting through the side of the waist. And engage the core as you lift. Back to center, and again. Sliding down and lift that elbow stretch up. And engage the core as we come back. And again, all the way down, stretch that elbow up. And engage as we come back. One more, hold it down. All the way down and lift the elbow. And then again, folding forwards, point your elbow forwards. Stretch the elbow back up to the ceiling and then point it slightly behind you. And again, bring it forwards. Point the elbow forwards as you close the chest. Keep the hips still. Point up towards the ceiling and take it slightly behind. And then again, all the way forwards. Get this lovely stretch in the rib cage. All the way back up to the ceiling, slightly behind you. Come to center and lift up through the core. Relax that down and then roll your right shoulder for me. Lovely. Okay, let's take the legs a little bit wider. So certainly wider than your shoulders with your toes out on the diagonal for me. This is going to hurt my quads nicely. Good, take your breath in. Have your hands on your hips. Breathing out, just take yourself down into squats. So taking knees over toes and squeezing inside thighs as we come up. And again, squatting down, knees over toes and squeezing inside thighs as we come up. and then again. So just warming up those hips and squeezing as we come up. Bring your arms forwards for me. So you're going to bend the knees and you're going to reach forwards with a flat back as you bend the knees, and then round the spine as we come up. And again, arms come forwards, bend the knees and reach forwards with a flat back for me. Go on, sink into those hips a little bit deeper, and then round the spine as we come up. Arms come up again and soften, reaching forwards with a flat back. We're going to stay here. You're going to take your left hand down towards your right ankle, reaching up, folding this right shoulder forward, sinking into those hips. Now extend those legs, take your bottom up towards the ceiling. Hold. Soften the knees, come back down, drop the bottom, and come to centre. Swap over. Opposite hand to ankle, reach up into the air. Extend those legs up to the ceiling. Good, bottom lifting up, stretch up with that hand. And then soften those knees down. Bringing your bottom parallel. Let's do that one more time. So change over, reach up with that right hand. Extend the legs up to the ceiling. Breathe and bend the knees. Bring your bottom down. Last one, swap it over, reach up towards the ceiling and extend those legs up. Good, and soften those knees. Come to centre, both hands to centre for me. Lovely. So taking your way over to the right side, extending the left leg, and then walking, softening the knees to centre. Walking over to the left side, extending the right leg. Oh, my earring just fell out. And then come back to centre. And again, over to the right, extend the left leg, and come back to centre. And last one, over to the left, extend the right leg for me. Good, and come back to centre. Round the spine and gently uncurl. Pull your tailbone down towards the floor and slowly uncurl the spine. Have a little roll for the shoulders. Oh, it's funny, my earring just fell out. And then bring those legs up. Have a little walk through those legs. Good, okay, so coming down to the mat, let's step other end of the mat for me. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, feet and knees hip width apart, round for the spine for me. Gently articulate down, knees are just slightly soft. Arms long, stretching down to the floor. Relax the head. Lovely, bring the hands to the floor, take a breath in. Breathing out, walking down into hands and knees. Uncurl the toes. Have a nice long stretch into child's pose. Lovely. And then gently uncurl. Take your right foot forwards for me. Make sure that foot is underneath the knee. And the other knee is underneath the hip. Tuck the tailbone under and squeeze your left buttock. And hold for the stretch down the front of your left quad. That's good. Now just take yourself slightly forward. Just let that knee travel slightly forwards if you can. You can always put a pillow or a towel underneath the left knee if you feel you need to. Take your arms up towards the ceiling if you can. Reach up. And then take yourself slightly backwards in that stretch. Hips are pushing forwards. Good. And then circle your arms and come back. Bring your hands either to one side of that right leg and bring that leg down. Now take the left leg up with your foot underneath the knee and come up. Make sure this leg is underneath the hip. Tuck your tailbone under and squeeze your right buttock. Pull this stretch down the right side and hold. Now push slightly forwards, let that knee travel a little bit forwards. Good, really tuck that tailbone under, stretch up to the ceiling for me, reach up. Let's go slightly behind. Good, little upper extension of the spine, push those hips forwards. Good, and circle, and then come back. So you can either cross the legs over here and roll back, or you can just swing the legs round. We're going to roll back and bring those legs forwards. Okay, feet to knees for me, hip width apart, first of all. Hold the backs of those thighs, take a breath in. Breathing out, tuck your tailbone and round your spine. Breathing in and roll all the way up. Just going to warm up that lower back. And again, breathing out, tuck the tailbone, round the spine. And then rolling all the way up. And again, tuck the tailbone and round the spine. And then come all the way up. Lengthen those legs for me. Let's bring the heels together. Knees out on the diagonal slightly. Okay, so this is me neutral. This is me rotated. Nice and tall here. Take a breath in. Breathing out, tuck the tailbone. Put it underneath you. Now think about your shoulders. I don't want them here. I want them into your back for me. Chin is lifted. Right leg, it comes forwards. Knee up, kick. Now you're still in external rotation, so not neutral. External rotation and press it down. Left leg, knee up, extend and down. Bring the heels together, squeeze the thighs. Right leg, knee up, extend and down. Left leg, knee up, extend and down. Heels together, rolling up, round for the spine, into neutral with the feet, flex and reach forwards to your toes. Little stretch, relax those shoulders. Lovely. And then gently uncurl. Good, come back up, nice and tall. Another little variation. So tuck your tailbone and come onto the back of your pelvis. Draw your shoulder blades into your back, get that core switching on. An external rotation, so heels together for me. So right leg, knee up, extend, pulse towards you. 1, 2, 3, and press down. Then that knee up and extend, pulse towards you. 1, 2, 3, and extend down. And again, knee up, extend. 1, 2, 3. Use that core. Last one. Knee up and extend. 1, 2, 3, and squeeze down, rolling up. Legs in neutral. Flex your feet and reach forwards to those toes. Rest it there, relax shoulders. Nice and stretch through the back of the legs for me. Lovely, and then uncurl. So let's take your feet now, the width of your mat. Sit yourself up nice and tall and flex your feet. We're going to reach right hand to left big toe, reach behind the left hand and saw. 1, 2, 3, stretch up and over. Then the left hand comes up to your big toe. 1, 2, 3, up and over. Turn the body. Right hand comes down, left foot. 1, 2, 3, stretch up and over. Left hand. 1, 2, 3, stretch up and over. Now let's go towards the little toe. Right hand, little toe. 1, 2, 3, stretch up and over. Left hand, little toe. 1, 2, 3, stretch up and over. 2 more. Right hand. 1, 2, 3, stretch up and over. Left hand. 1, 2, 3, stretch up and over. Slide those feet into butterfly. Feet together, knees apart. Let's just fall forwards for a second. Relax the spine, relax the head. Knees gently out to the side for me. Taking a couple of breaths. Just relax that spine. 1 more. And then gently uncurl. So come and sit yourself up nice and tall for me. Arms come forwards. Tuck your tailbone underneath you in that butterfly position. So not too close towards the body. They can be a little bit further apart if you want to. Good to take a breath in. As you breathe out, we lift the right foot up off the floor. We extend the leg and grab hold with the left hand and then rotate to the right. We come back into center and we place that foot down in butterfly. We lift the left foot in butterfly, grab hold with the right hand as we twist, extend the leg and rotate. And then we bring it back into butterfly. Let's try that again. Right leg pick up, grab the ankle, extend and rotate. And then come back to center, stay on the back of the pelvis. Lift the left foot, right hand, grab on, extend and rotate. And back to center. One more each side. Pick the right leg up, hold the ankle, and extend and rotate. And back to center. Last one, pick it up, stay on the back of the pelvis, grab the ankle, extend and rotate, and come back to center. Rolling up for me, reaching forward with the flat back. Reach, 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 reach. Good. And then coming all the way down in front of those toes, rounding the spine, relaxing the chin to the chest. With that lovely stretch over your back. And then gently uncurl. Oh, well done. Take those legs out, give it a little bit of a shimmy. Fantastic. We're going to swing the legs round now, so all the way round. And we're going to come onto our side. We're going to come onto your right side facing me. We're going to start all the way down. We're going to have your bottom leg forwards and your top leg in line with your hip, okay? Obviously, it doesn't need to be all the way up here, but as far up as is comfortable for you, making sure these hips are still stacked. So you don't want to roll back with the hip. And equally, you don't want to be rolling forwards. So make sure these hips are nicely stacked and flex the foot. Just bring the hand in front of you, rest the head. I'm going to move my hand up, so I want you to see what's happening with my hip. I'm drawing the hip up towards my armpits, and then I'm pushing the hip away and extending my leg as much as I can. And then I draw the hip up towards my armpit, but I don't bend the knee. And then I push the hip away. So it's like a hip shrug. Shrug that hip up and push away. Good, and again, shrug that hip up and push away. Good. So using the muscles in your obliques, pull up and that core, squeeze. Now stretch that away as much as you can. And again, shrugging up and stretch it away. Two more, shrug up and stretch it away. And last one, shrug up and stretch it away. Come into neutral, so halfway in between. Come forward with the flex foot. 1, 2, 3. Now point back. Squeeze that bottom behind and lift that front foot off the floor. Lower down, flex forwards. 1, 2, 3. Point, squeeze and lift. And back. Flex. 1, 2, 3. Point, squeeze and lift. And back. Lovely. Flex. 1, 2, 3. Point, squeeze and lift. And back. 2 more. 1, 2, 3. Point back. Squeeze that bum and lengthen those legs using inside, outside thigh and relax. Last one. 1, 2, 3. And point back. Squeeze, lift and relax. Soften those knees and rest. Ooh, give those legs a bit of a slap. Good stuff, well done. Okay, we're going to bring those knees up for me. And we're going to come up onto the elbow if we can. Okay, so up onto the elbow. If you find that not comfortable, then you can just place the elbow down, but be slightly lifted. Okay, if you can come up onto the elbow, that would be great. And just have your hand in front of you. Okay, so we're going to lift both feet off the floor. rotating through the knees and the hip. So rotating forwards and then back to the floor. Rotating up and forwards and back to the floor. But my shins are staying parallel with the edge of my mat, if that makes sense. So top of the hip and again into the obliques. So lift and then down. And then lift and then down. And again, lift and then down. Good. Lift and then down. Lovely. One more. And lift and then down. Okay, now can you take this elbow here and bring it underneath you, so your head is still floating off the floor but it's balancing on that hand. Now take this other hand up towards the ceiling. So as we lift those feet off the floor, the bottom knee stays down. We lift the bottom elbow and we point it towards your feet. And as you place that down, we bring the body back into neutral. So we lift, little curl and twist and down. Good. And lift and down. And again, belly button to spine, squeeze up through that waist and down. Let's do two more. And lift and down. And last one, lift and down, and then relax that off. Well done. Take your legs out long, grab your top leg for me, put it towards your bottom, and just flex those hips forwards. Have a little stretch of that quad. My quads need a stretch, so we'll do it together. That's nice. If you want to bend that knee for a little bit of stability, you can do that as well. And just gently press those hips forwards. Lovely, well done. Good, and then soften your knees. So from that side lay position, we're going to gently walk ourselves up, and we're going to come into hands and knees position. So have yourself so you're slightly forwards on your mat for me, okay? Slightly forwards on your mat. We are going to slide that right leg away. We're going to place the ball of the foot on the floor for me. Now, if you're not great on your hands and wrists here, you can come down onto your forearms if you prefer. It's entirely up to you. What I'd like you to do is press the heel back and then come back to the toes. Press the heel down and then come back to the toes. And again, press the heel down and come back to the toes. Keep that going for me. So press the heel down and back to the toes. This one's want to make a change to my clock. There we go. So keep that going. So we're looking at stretching through the calf a little bit. So stretching through that calf, stretching through that foot. And we're doing a prep exercise for your plank single leg pull. Okay, and again, stretch that heel down and back. Last one, stretch that heel down and back, and then bring those knees in. Let's swap over. Left leg, take it away. And when you're ready, push that heel down to the floor and release. Heel down to the floor and release. And again, stretching through that foot and that calf. Down to the floor and release. Good, and again. Down to the floor and release. Good, really stretching that through. Last one. Down to the floor and release. Good. Bring yourself back. Have a little rotation through those wrists for me. Keep those wrists moving. Okay, so follow me. If you need to rest off, then of course that's absolutely fine. You can do this on your forearms. I actually find it's a little bit hard on my forearms, but see how you go. If your wrists are not great, that's absolutely fine. So hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath hips. Take one leg out, then take the other leg out into your plank. Point your right foot. Press back through your left heel, and then come up and place that foot down. Lift the left foot. Press back through that right heel. Come back to centre, place it down. Lift your right foot. Press back, keep your bum low. Back onto the toes and down. Left foot, pick it up. Press back. Come back to centre and down. 2 more. Right foot, pick it up. Press back. Back to centre and down. Last one. Pick it up. Press back. Centre and down. Bring those knees to the floor. Take those hands forwards. Stretch into child's pose. Relax the shoulders. Ooh, quite hard work, that one. Good. Nice stretch back. Lovely. Okay, let's come down onto your tummies. So onto your toes for me, bum slightly into the air. Drop your hips down to the floor. Relax the toes and then bring your elbows so they are underneath your shoulders. So you're now into your Sphinx position for me, okay? Make sure we're not collapsed here in the neck, so push yourself up and bring your elbows underneath your shoulders. Bring your shoulder blades into your back. Keep yourself nice and lifted. So it's almost like you're trying to lift the chest forwards. So right foot, flex, 1, 2, 3, and down. Left foot, 1, 2, 3, and down. So a flexed heel or flexed foot, heel towards the bottom, 3 pulses. Pulse, 2, 3. Keep the chest lifted. Pulse, 2, 3, and down. Pulse, 2, 3, and down. Good. Pulse, 2, 3, and down. And again. Pulse, 2, 3, and down. Lovely. Pulse, 2, 3, and down. 2 more. Pulse, 2, 3, and down. Lovely. Pulse, 2, 3, and down. Lovely. Relax. One hand on top of the other. Bring your head onto your hands for me. Lovely. Take your legs wide. About the width of your mat would be ideal. So take them up nice and wide. Great. Okay, so from this position, we're going to leave the head down for now. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, lengthen that right leg away and squeeze the bottom. Breathing in and take it down. Hold the core. Left leg, extend it away, kind of on the diagonal. Breathe in and come down. And again, right leg. So lift and lengthen. Good. Use your buttock. And lastly, left leg. Lift and lengthen. And then we come down. So, right leg. As you lift and lengthen, you pick up the left elbow, you turn your chest and you stretch that elbow to the ceiling, and then you roll down. Left leg, right elbow. Left leg, pick it up to the ceiling, rotate the elbow, and then slowly come down. And again, right leg, left elbow. Lift the elbow, stretch the leg away, and then roll down. Hold that core for me. Left leg, right elbow, stretch it away, and then come down. Lovely. Bring those legs in so they're hip width apart. Good, and then take your arms long on your mat for me. Head on your mat, shoulder blades nice and into your back for me. Belly button to spine, then just float the nose off the floor. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, float your right arm, left leg, reach it away, and then rest that down. Keep your body in the same place. Left hand, right leg, float it up, reach it away, and place it down. Opposites again, right hand, left leg, reach it away, and down. Left arm, right leg, reach it away, and down. Good. Bring the hands just in front of the shoulders, not under the shoulders, just in front of the shoulders. So your thumb is roughly in line with your chin for me, and elbows are tucked into your body. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, lift the chest, draw the shoulders down, press yourself up as high as you can, so your hands are a little bit narrower than in your normal swan, and then lower yourself down with your triceps. So lower the elbows to the floor and then roll the chest back down, keeping the shoulder blades into your back. And again, lift the chest, press the hands into the floor, draw your shoulders down. We don't want you to be here. Draw your shoulders down and lift that spine as much as you can. Head in line with spine, and then slowly lower down. Slowly, slowly lower down using the backs of the arms, shoulder blades into your back, and gently come down. And last one for me. Lift the chest, keep those feet on the floor, press into the floor for me, coming all the way up, drop the hips, and then slowly come down using the backs of the arms. Lovely as we come down. Fantastic. And then relax. Slide those hands further underneath the shoulders, press up, and let's have a stretch into child's pose. Ooh, brilliant. And then gently uncurl. Fantastic. Okay, we're going to come onto our other side now. So you're now going to come onto your left side facing me. Let's come all the way down. We're going to take your bottom leg forwards and your top leg is in line with your hip, but your hips are still nice and stacked for me, and we're going to flex that top foot. So we're going to start with our shrugs. Shrug that hip up towards the armpit, and then lengthen that leg away. Go on, keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. And again, shrug up towards the armpit, and lengthen that away. So using the muscles here in the waist, pull the hip up, and the core obviously, and lengthen that hip away. Keep stretching that leg out, and again, shrugging up, and then away. Keep stretching it away, and again, shrugging the hip up, and then away. Lovely. And again, shrug that hip up, and then away. And one more for me. Shrug up and away. Stretch, 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 stretch. Good. Now bring that hip into neutral. So in the neutral position, come forwards, flex. 1, 2, 3. Point away, and then lift that bottom leg up. Stretch those feet away from one another. It comes down as we flex forwards. 1, 2, 3, and point away. Squeeze that bottom and lift and lengthen. And then lower down. No hand if you can. Flex. 2, 3, and point away. Squeeze the bottom. Stretch. And down. And again, flex. 1, 2, 3. Take it away. Lift and lengthen, and then down, and again, flex. 1, 2, 3. Take that away, point that foot, lift and lengthen, and down. Last one, flex. 1, 2, 3. Take it away, lift and lengthen, and stretch it away, and lower down. Soften those knees and rest. Good stuff, well done. Okay, let's come up onto the elbow, and let's bring those knees up so that your shins are parallel to the edge of your mat, and you've got a right angle at the hip and a right angle at the knee. So we're going to start here first of all. Feet are together, and we lift those feet up, and then we place them down. And again, we lift the feet up, and we place them down. Good, and again, lifting up. So you should feel it here in the top of the hip. And again, belly button to spine, lift up and place them down. Keep the knees and the legs tightly together. And then down. One more, lift up. And then down. So this bottom elbow. Let's bring that all the way under. So the head just rests there off the floor in your hand, and take this top elbow here. So as we lift the feet up, we rotate and we point the bottom elbow towards the feet, and then we come back down as the feet come to the floor. And again, lift the feet up, rotate and point, and slowly come back down. And again, belly button to spine, lift and rotate. Good. And then down we come. Lovely. You notice in today's session, there's quite a lot of oblique work. And then come back down. Wait for the waist. 2 more. Lift those feet and rotate. And then come back down. And last one for me. Lift the feet, rotate, and then come back down. Lovely. Okay, so let's lengthen that bottom leg. Grab hold of that foot, put it towards the bottom, and just flex those hips forwards for me. Have a little stretch into the quad. That's good. Gently pushing those hips forwards. It's quite nice for the shoulder. If you can root your shoulder into your back and you point the elbow behind you, you get a nice stretch also through the front of the shoulder into the pec, which is also quite nice. Lovely. And then relax that off. So from here, we're going to lay onto our backs now. So let's roll ourselves over, straight onto our back. If you want to place a cushion or a folded towel underneath your head for support, obviously that's absolutely fine. With this next exercise, we're staying primarily with the same type of exercise, but each time we're layering something new onto the exercise. So we're going to start with our arms out in line with our shoulders, and we're going to come up onto our tippy toes with our knees pressed nicely together. Okay, you're going to tuck your tailbone slightly under so that you can feel, sometimes when on tiptoes, that pelvis can roll forward. So just pull that tailbone underneath you. Those core is nicely engaged. Now drop the knees over to the right. So the left foot comes off. We just roll through the toes on the right foot. Keep the shoulders onto the floor and the knees together. And then come all the way up to centre onto your toes again. And now over to the left, the right foot comes off. We rotate through those hips. Stretch the knees away, but keep them together. Keep them pressed together as we come to centre. Lovely. And again. Over to the right. Keep your chest facing the ceiling. And squeeze those knees together, shoulders down. Over to the left. And squeeze those knees together. And then relax those heels down. Lovely. Bring one leg into tabletop. And now the other leg into tabletop. Place the feet together and the knees together. Let's go over to the right. Keep the feet and the knees together. Good. Now press that bottom leg up into the top leg as we come to centre. Over to the left. Keep the right shoulder blade down. Press the bottom leg into the top leg as we come to centre. So the knees stay glued together. Over to the right. And press that bottom knee into the top knee. And again to the left. And press that bottom knee into the top knee. 2 more for me, then we'll rest. Over to the right. And press that bottom knee into the top knee. Good, you should have a good tabletop with a nice right angle at the knee. Last one. And press that bottom knee into the top knee. Bring the hands forwards and just hug those knees into your chest. Give yourself a moment here. Lovely. Good. Okay. Let's come back into tabletop. Let's add a variation to that. So let's take the hands and loop them together. We'll link them together, and we're going to have the hands behind the head with the elbows nice and wide. So as I drop my legs to the right, I'm going to float my head. I'm going to stay parallel to the ceiling, and I'm going to bring my left elbow to point down towards the wall in front of me. So as I drop my knees to the right, I float my head, and then my upper body goes to the left, but I stay parallel. And then I squeeze those knees back to center. Now as my knees go to the left, I float and I rotate round to the right. But I'm parallel, so I'm not crossing over. And then I press my bottom knee into my top knee. So as I go to the right, parallel round to the left. I'm balancing on my right hip now. I press my bottom knee up into my top knee. Again, very oblique. So over to the left and my upper body to the right, balancing on my left hip. And then squeeze my bottom knee into my top knee. Relax my head, pull in and rest. Good, well done. Lovely. Okay, so let's take our legs all the way up into the air now. If you need to have a little bend in the knee, that is fine if hamstrings are a little bit short, but when you do, I want these knees to be over the hips, okay? If you can, fully lengthen, lovely. Arms out to the side of the body, shoulder blades into your back, feet are together. As we go to the right, your right leg gets longer. So you stretch that right leg away, so that right leg is longer, the left hip falls back a little, and then you press up to center and you bring those feet equal. Now as I go to the left and I ride over, my left leg gets longer. Keep your shoulder blade onto the floor and then press that bottom leg into your top leg and come back to center. So now let's go over to the right and let's hold. So only if you're going to take it to a point that you can hold. Now bottom leg, take it away and squeeze it back up. Take it away and squeeze it back up. Two more. Take it away and squeeze it back up. Take it away and squeeze up to center. Now on the left, over to the left. Take it to a point that you know you can hold. Bottom leg, take it away and squeeze it back. Take the bottom leg away and squeeze it back. Straight legs if you can. Bottom leg away and squeeze it back. Last one. Bottom leg away and squeeze it back up to center and hug your knees into your chest. Did you feel your quads working? Have a little circle of those feet. Good stuff, well done. Fantastic. Lovely, and then bring those feet down to the floor. So let's have our feet about hip width apart, and let's have our hands down by the side of the body. Make sure that your shoulders aren't gripped into the floor, and just release that neck for me. So let's come into a bridge, and we'll do our bridge with a hip dip, and then we'll roll down one side of the spine. I just love this, and especially we'll do an arm stretch as well, especially as we've done quite a lot of oblique work today, because that's quite a nice stretch on the oblique. So when you're ready, tuck your tailbone towards the ceiling, press your feet gently into the floor and roll yourself up into your bridge. So just come up to a point that you're quite happy to hold. You don't need to be fully extended all the way up. Make sure that these glutes are really switched on for me and you're open through your chest. Now dip your right hip to the floor. Left hip pushes up and you feel that length through your left side. So you're really working that left hamstring. Now tuck and roll down the right side of your spine. Pulling it under, pulling it under, pulling it under. Good. And then roll into neutral. Bring your knees into center and then hop your hips back into the middle. So do one more on the left and then we'll add the arms in. So tuck your tailbone for me and roll up into your bridge. Take your time to roll up. It's nice for the spine. Open the chest. Squeeze these glutes. Left hip, dip it down. And really feel this right side working deeply for me. Breathe in. And then roll down the left side of the spine. Really try to pull your tailbone round and underneath you. Good. Then release the pelvis, come into centre and hop the hips back into the middle. Okay, so when we dip the right hip down, it's the left arm that we're extending. Okay, so tuck your tailbone and roll up into your bridge. Good. Stretch out through those knees, squeeze those glutes and lift the hips. Let's bring the left arm up and over by the ear. Let's dip the right hip down towards the floor and really get that left leg working. Stretch the left arm away as you roll down through your spine. Stretch, 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 stretch. Roll down the right side of the spine. Good. Tuck that tailbone under. Bring the arm over, knees into centre. Hop the hips back into the middle. And one more for me. Tuck that tailbone and roll up into your bridge. Make sure those shoulders are nice and relaxed. Glutes nicely switched on. Right arm up and over by your ear. Stretch that arm away. Left hip dip down. Really work into that right leg. Now start to roll and stretch that arm away as you roll. Stretch it away as you tuck that spine round. Good. Once you're all the way down, bring that arm all the way over, roll back into centre and hips in the middle. Good, well done. Bring your right heel onto your left knee and let that knee fall out to the side for me. Pick the left leg up into tabletop, drive that knee in, grab hold of the shin and pull it nice and close. Hold that stretch. Good stuff, well done. Hold it there. Good, use that left power in that left leg to push towards you as much as you can. Lovely, keep pushing, keep pushing. Good, and if you can, this left foot here that's up, bring it down towards your right buttock and with your right hand grab hold of that for me and pull it in towards your bottom if you can. Good, now take your left hand onto your right foot. Now see if you can cross that over, so slide that over a little bit deeper. That's good, so I'm pulling both in towards me now. Breathe. Lovely, and then relax that foot down towards the floor and then unravel that top leg. Now obviously if your knees are a bit dodgy you may not be able to go quite so deep in that one, okay? You can always stay in a glute stretch if you prefer. So let's have your left foot on your right knee for me. Take a breath in. Breathing out, lifting that right leg into tabletop, driving that knee in towards you. Hold on to that top shin and give it a little pull as well. Hold that glute stretch first and use the power in this right leg to push that in nice and close towards you. Keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. That's good. Lovely, now bring that right foot down towards the left buttock. Grab hold with the left hand, put it down first. And if you can, right hand on right foot, cross that leg over even more and pull your feet down towards you. And breathe. Good. I quite like to do a little side to side rock as well, because I thought that really gets into that glute. That's good. Release that bottom foot, let it come to the floor. Ooh, and release it off. Give your legs a bit of a shimmy. Good, well done. Fantastic. So we're just going to do a little version of a single leg pull, but with a slight difference because we are really focusing on our obliques in this session. So I'm going to add a little bit of a difference in there. So normally I would use a ring or a ball or another piece of equipment. So bring your legs up into tabletop, make sure your core is nice and engaged. And all I want you to do is link your fingers together and make a fist like so. Shoulder blades into your back for me. You come to the bent knee. So lengthen the left leg away long. So we're not pushing up through the knee, we're pushing away through the leg, and then just bring those over to the side. If you want to curl up, you can stretch the arms away. If you want to leave your head down, you can do that. So in whichever position you're happy, switch the legs, come up and over and to the other side. Switch the legs, come up and over and to the other side. And again, up and switch, up and switch. Now, as you're moving from side to side, try not to rock through the hips. The hips stay neutral. Over and switch, over and switch, and switch. Good. Over and switch, over and switch. 3 more, and switch. 2 more, and switch. Last one, and switch and rest. Hug and down. Well done. Lovely. Take those legs up into the air and arms out to the side of the body. So we're going to go down, cross for 4, and we're going to come up, cross for 4, but the crosses are going to be wide. So you take the leg wide. We cross 1, we drop down wide. We cross 2, we drop down wide. We cross 3, we drop down wide. We cross 4, we drop down wide. We come up, cross and wide. Cross and wide. Cross and wide to the top, cross and wide. Let's go down. 1 and 2, a little bit lower. Watch that back. 3, a little bit lower. And 4, a little bit lower. And cross and up. Cross and up. Cross and up. Cross. 2 more for me. And cross and down. Cross and down. Cross, down, lower. Cross and down. Come up. Cross and up. Cross and up. Cross and up. Good, to the top. Last one. Cross and down. Cross and down. Cross and down. Cross, come up. Cross and up. Cross and up. Cross and up. Last one. Cross and up and together. Hug your knees in. Woof. Hang on to that right leg, left leg all the way onto the mat. Have a circle of that right ankle. Good. And circle it the other way. Lovely. Slide the left foot back up. Grab hold of the shin for me. Extend that leg up into the air. Root your bottom down in towards your mat. Flex that foot. Good. And then relax that foot down. Draw the left knee into the chest, hug it in, take the right leg away. Circle the ankle for me. Lovely. And circle it the other way. Good. Slide that right leg up for me. Grab hold of the calf muscle or the shin. Extend that leg up into the air. Weight your hip heavy into the mat for me. Flex the foot if you can. Good, but keep the back of the pelvis heavy into the floor. Good. And then relax that down, all the way down. Relax the shoulders, turn the chin from shoulder to shoulder. Rock from shoulder to shoulder. Lovely. Now, if you know you find roll-ups tricky, then just turn onto your side and walk yourself up into sitting position. If you can, lengthen the legs away, bring the heels together and see if you can keep your feet on the floor with your heels together, arms float over your head, breathe in. And as you breathe out, arms come over, draw the ribs down into the body, press the legs together, round through the spine. Press, 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 press as you roll up. Come all the way up and reach to your toes. Good. And then uncurl. Well done, guys. Come and sit facing me. So either sit with your legs crossed or your legs out in front of you. It's entirely up to you. Have a nice roll through those shoulders for me. That's great. All right, we did use our obliques a lot, so we're going to stretch all the way up and over to the side of the body. Good, really reach out and then come all the way back. And then all the way up and over to the side of the body. Keep those sit bones on the floor, so don't let the sit bones come off. Just glue that sit bone down as you reach over. Good. And then come all the way up. Bring the hands behind the head for me. Good, take a breath in. As you breathe out, round the spine, bring the elbows in towards one another. Now roll all the way up, tall onto your sit bones, elbows back, lift the ribs. And then back to neutral. And then again, round the spine, bring the elbows towards one another. Rolling all the way up tall. Lift the ribs, elbows wide. And center. And one more, round the spine. Good. And then press up tall in neutral. And then lift the ribs, elbows wide. And then relax that down. Well done. Have a little roll for your shoulders. Good. Shoulders into your back. Tall through your neck for me. Go as tall as you can through your spine. Have your shoulders and ears as far apart as you possibly can. And then gently just tilt that right ear down towards the shoulder. Really draw the opposite shoulder, your left one, down and away. So you get that lovely stretch through that neck for me. And then release it up to center. Now the other one, so shoulders down the other side, I should say. So ear down. And when you do ear down, just be careful that we don't lift and rotate the chin. So ear down and then right shoulder, really root that shoulder down to get into those trapezius muscles. Good. And then lift all the way up to center, keeping those shoulders down. Now rotate your chin to the right and see if you can go a little bit further around and center. And if your shoulders are into your back, you'll find that a bit easier. Now let's go to the left. Let's see if you can go a little bit further around. And then come back to center. Now shrug the ears up towards the shoulders and squeeze. And then all the way down to the floor. And again, up to the shoulders and squeeze. And then all the way down to the floor. Lovely. And last one, up to the shoulders and squeeze. And all the way down to the floor. Okay, guys, let's breathe. Breathing in. And out. And again, breathing in. And out. Breathing in. And out. And relax. Well done. Give yourself a clap.